Listen to this and tell me it doesn't punch you right in the wallet. A couple earning more than €400,000 a year, drowning in consumer debt because of Pokémon cards, a €70,000 wedding, and I'll pay it off next month energy. Yes, Pokémon. Charizard didn't bite their credit score, Impulse did. And tonight on Finance with Sanya, I'm not here to judge, I'm here to translate the chaos into choices. Because if a household bringing in over €300,000 can feel broke, anyone can. But if they can turn it around, so can you. Stay with me, because the twist in their story will probably be the twist you need in yours. I'm Sanya, your European money friend who speaks fluent bank account and believes a good budget should feel like your favorite playlist, smooth, motivating, and a little irresistible. This isn't a gossip session. It's a blueprint, wrapped in a true-to-life financial audit I adapted for you about Tim and Mary, a married couple with high income, and even higher spending. They live the glossy Instagram moments, shiny hobbies, big gestures, fancy nights, but behind the photos sits €250,000 in consumer debt. Not the mortgage. Not the investment property. Consumer debt. Cards, personal loans, buy now pay later, the whole catalogue of just this once. You know that feeling. Picture it. Alex in London watches a market rally and thinks, I'll invest later, after this month's little splurge. Sophie in Berlin adds a limited edition hobby purchase to her cart because the dopamine is on discount. Luca in Milan taps his card for one more round of drinks and promises his future self will deal with it. Trust me, I've done the future me will fix it dance too. Future me was tired. Present me needed boundaries. And that's what Tim and Mary were missing, boundaries and a shared plan. Let me set the scene from their financial audit. They bring in a combined income that many households dream about, north of €300,000 annually, with bonuses and commissions pushing the ceiling. But money without a method. It evaporates in the glow of lifestyle inflation. A €70,000 wedding they can't stop replaying on their phones. Multiple credit cards playing musical chairs. And the secret spending side quest, Tim's hobby, collectible cards, fast, fun, and expensive. Think of it as tappers for the brain, tiny, tasty purchases that add up to a banquet you didn't plan. Here's the part that stings. Despite the income, there's no emergency fund. If a job hiccups, a car breaks, or a landlord in Madrid decides rent is going up, they're not cushioned, they're exposed. They've tried a budgeting app. They're trying couples therapy. They're not villains, they're us on a bigger stage. Because money problems aren't always about maths. They're about meaning. Why buy the card? Why say yes to the €70,000 moment? Why bury the delivery receipts at the bottom of the bin? It's comfort, identity, status, escape. And until you meet the why, the how much can't hold. So let's talk about why Pokémon got powerful. It's not just a card, it's a microdopamine casino. You buy a booster pack, you buy possibility. You buy the chance that this time, this box, this shiny, this pull will make it feel worth it. And when you're pulling €20,000 a month in income, what's €120 here or €600 there? I'll pay it next Friday. Except next Friday comes with 20 friends. This is how high earners go broke. They don't feel the pinch, so they never build the reflex. Now, calm your heart. This isn't an anti-fun sermon. Hobbies are sacred. But the hobby budget must be smaller than your future. The couple in this audit wasn't evil. They were in a money fog, sweet, warm, and blinding. And here's where my Sonya side kicks in. We don't shout at fog. We switch on the headlights. So I built them and now I'm giving you the 4 headlights plan. It's simple, sharp, and totally doable, whether you're in a studio in Lisbon or a town outside Prague. Headlight 1. The 24-hour snapshot. Tonight, not next week, you take a money selfie. Open every card, every loan, every it's just BNPL. Write it in one page. Balance, interest rate, minimum payment. If you're watching this on the metro in Madrid, promise me you'll do it when you get home. We can't fix what we won't face. Tim and Mary's page. It came out to over €250,000 of consumer debt. Writing it down made it real. And real is the first ingredient of relief. Headlight 2, the 5-account system. I call it Europe-friendly jars. You keep your main current account, but you add 4 allies. 1. Bills and essentials. 2. Emergency and sinking funds. 3. Fun and hobbies. 4. Investment and future. Your salary lands in the main account for 5 minutes, then it moves, automatically, like a Paris metro changing lines on time. Essentials cover rent or mortgage, utilities, transport, groceries. Emergency builds until you hit €1,000, then €3,000, then 3 to 6 months of essentials. Fun gets a fixed weekly drip. Yes, fun gets funded, because scarcity breeds sabotage. Investment gets a non-negotiable slice on payday, even if it's €50, because the habit matters more than the number at first. When Tim and Mary split their income this way, the hobby lost its secret power. It had a jar. Jars have walls. Walls are good. Headlight 3, the 2-number budget. Forget 50 categories. Most of you don't need them. You need 2 numbers. A. Your monthly minimum freedom number, how much it costs to be alive and safe. B. Your weekly guilt-free spend. That's it. Essentials must fit inside. A. The weekly number covers eating out, date nights, I saw this scarf in Dublin, and yes, collectibles, if that's your thing. Once the weekly is done, the week is done. No rolling over, no borrowing from next week. The week restarts every Monday like a fresh croissant in a Paris cafe. Cheeky, buttery, controlled. Tim and Mary learned it the spicy way. When the hobby jar hit 0 on Wednesday, they didn't tap a credit card. They waited. And waiting is a miracle in personal finance. Headlight 4, the debt descent. Pick your method, snowball, smallest balance first, or avalanche, highest interest first. I like avalanche for pure maths and snowball for pure motivation. Somewhere in there is your sweet spot. But either way, you make minimum payments on all, then slam your chosen target with the rest. If you're high income with scary debt, you're a rocket. The question is, are you fueled or leaking? When Tim and Mary reallocated their mystery spends towards a €2,500 monthly debt attack, they cut years off their timeline without a single salary raise. Discipline feels like a raise when the numbers finally move. Pause. Breathe. Imagine this scene. You're on a tram in Vienna, it's chilly outside, you check your banking app, and the emergency fund number has a comma in it for the first time. €1,000. Or €3,000. That moment will make you cry a little. Not because it's a lot, but because it's yours. Your first shock absorber. Your first rent is safe moment. That's the heartbeat of financial independence, safety first, then speed. Back to our couple. The audit pushed them to face the emotional budget, that place where the spouse's hobby isn't the enemy, but the secrecy is. You can spend on Pokémon, you cannot spend alone. Money in marriage is a team sport. Their therapist had already started helping them talk. The audit gave those talks an agenda. They scheduled a weekly money date, 30 minutes, side by side, coffees in hand, phones down, one question: what did money feel like this week? Not what did you spend? What did it feel like? Did you buy because you were bored, angry, tired? Did you panic save because the news scared you? Did you live well and under budget and feel guilty about it? Feelings drive taps. Naming feelings rewires taps. Okay, Sanya, this is all sweet, but give me tactics. Say less. I brought a toolkit. Toolkit item 1, the 48-hour click lag. If it's over €30 and not food or medication, it waits 48 hours in the cart. If you still want it after 2 sleeps, buy it. Tim tried this and slashed 70% of his oops. Your future brain is kinder and cheaper than your 11 p.m. brain. Toolkit item 2, the 1% rule for hobbies. Cap any hobby spend at 1% of net monthly income until all consumer debt is gone. Net income €6,000? Hobby cap €60 per week or €240 per month, whichever calms the chaos. It's enough to play. Not enough to derail your mortgage deposit. Toolkit item 3, the wedding reframe. Big events shouldn't bulldoze future dreams. If you're in love in Lisbon and planning the big day, set a 3-3-3 rule. 1/3 of the cost saved before deposits, 1/3 paid in cash as you go, 1/3 left untouched in the budget. If your wedding budget needs a bank loan, your marriage will inherit a roommate named Interest. He snores. Toolkit Item 4, the Emergency Fund Ladder. Micro wins create major momentum. Week 1, €100. Week 2, €200. Week 3, €300. Hit €1,000 as your stop panic fund. Then you pivot to debt. After debt, you grow to 3 months of essentials, then 6. Every rung on the ladder feels like losing a fear. Toolkit Item 5, the salary in, transfers out automation. On payday, transfers hit instantly, like a French train. Bills jar, emergency jar, investment jar, fun jar. You see only what's safe to spend, not everything you own. High earners leak money because they can see it. Hide it from yourself. Now we need to talk about the joy side, because money without joy is just a spreadsheet with sadness. I told Tim and Mary to design their rich life on purpose. Maybe that's brunch in Paris twice a year. Maybe it's season tickets for football in London. Maybe, sure, a rare card that is truly investment grade, bought in cash from a pre-agreed fund. A rich life is not never spend. It's always choose. Let me show you the maths that feels like magic. Imagine you cut €600 of random monthly leaks, late-night app orders, I deserve it splurges, e-scooter rides you could walk. You throw that €600 at a debt with 20% interest. In 12 months, you save more than €1,400 in interest compared to paying minimums. Now imagine you finish the debt and move the same €600 into an index fund at 7% average annual return for the next 10 years. That becomes roughly €100,000 in a decade. In 20 years, roughly €250,000. That's €250,000 from go to sleep and don't hit buy. I'm not overselling, I'm explaining compounding. It rewards patience aggressively. Let's bring in our European friends, because I promised you relatability. Alex in London switched his Friday bar tab to a Friday dinner at home with friends, cheaper per person, better conversation. Savings, €200 per month. He sends it to his ISA equivalent and finally sees the graph go up and to the right. Sophie in Berlin turned her I want everything now mood into a rule. If she wants 3 things, she buys one. The other 2 go on a list. Half of them expire there. Her wardrobe got calmer, her bank account got louder. Luca in Milan picked Avalanche for his consumer loans, killed the 24% April 1st, then snowballed the rest. He keeps a photo of his paid-off card like a trophy. That energy is priceless. Anna in Lisbon built her 3-month emergency fund by selling 5 items a week on vintage apps. Her home feels bigger, her money feels stronger. And for my students and young professionals riding the metro in Madrid, if all you can do this month is start an emergency fund with €50 and cancel a subscription you forgot you had, you're not behind, you're beginning. There is dignity and momentum in small steps. The only people who get rich quick either inherit or lie. Now, I promised cliffhanger. Here's one. What if Tim's Pokémon habit actually could become an asset instead of a leak? It's possible if he treats it like a business. That means a defined buy box, documented research, a hard cap, and selling as often as buying. Flippers exist. Arbitrage is real. But collecting isn't investing unless you track, sell, and reinvest on purpose. The audit flipped that switch. He now has a collection P&L. If it doesn't cash flow, it doesn't grow. And Mary? She wanted a house, a garden, maybe a dog named Biscuit. The gap between that dream and their debt was a canyon. The plan built the bridge, €2,500 per month toward debt, 10% of income to a house deposit fund once the highest interest cards were dead, strict weekly fun money to keep joy alive, a 6-month emergency fund before the mortgage search. Not glamorous. Very grown up. The most glamorous thing in money is staying calm when life isn't. Let's address the voice in your head saying, easy for them, they earn a lot. True, high income is a powerful engine. But engines don't pick the destination. Budgets do. I have coached teachers in Prague, baristas in Paris, junior developers in Dublin, people with modest incomes who became the most financially free humans in their circles because they were intentional. They stacked small wins like bricks. The penthouse comes later. Because I want this to be more than inspiration, here's your 7-day Sanya reset. Don't overthink, just do. Day 1, 1-page money selfie. Everything you owe, everything you own. Day 2, open the jars, accounts, and set payday automations even if the numbers are small. Day 3, pick snowball or avalanche. Write your target debt on a sticky note and put it on your laptop. Day 4, create your weekly number. Transfer it every Monday morning. Cash stuff it if you must. An envelope is a surprisingly sassy financial tool. Day 5, build €100 of emergency fund from a quick sell, a tiny overtime shift, or downgrading one luxury for a week. Day 6, book a 30-minute money date with yourself or your partner. Feelings first, numbers second. Day 7, make one cut and one keep. Cut one expense that doesn't serve you. Keep one joy that does. Put the cut savings toward your target debt. If you're partnered, consider the Sanya 3 accounts of peace. Yours, mine, ours. Essentials and goals run through ours. Hobbies and self-care run through yours and mine. No sneaky parcels. No silent resentment. Grown-up love is transparent money. A moment of gentleness, because I know some of you feel shame. If you watched me list those debts and thought of your drawer of unopened letters, breathe. You are not your worst purchase. You can love the version of you who ordered it and still cancel the subscription today. Forgive yesterday, fund tomorrow. Let me paint the future if you stick with this. It's spring in Amsterdam. You're cycling by the canal, headphones in, listening to your Money Wins playlist. You stop for a coffee that you pay in cash from your weekly jar. You open your phone not to doom scroll, but to check your investment app and smile at a tidy, growing line. The emergency fund? 5 months now. The debts? 2 left, both smaller than your confidence. The calm you feel is better than any dopamine hit a parcel ever brought. Calm is luxury. Calm is wealth. Before we close, the last twist in Tim and Mary's story. They rebuilt their trust by building a plan. They didn't ban fun, they scheduled it. They didn't ban hobbies, they financed them with a cap and a smile. They didn't chase the house deposit before the emergency fund, they stacked their staircase. And the Pokémon? It became a line item. When the jar is full, the card can be shiny. When it's empty, the collection rests. That maturity turned 2 adults who were rich and broke into partners on a path to being rich and free. If you're still here, you've already done something bold, you've given your future 15 minutes of your attention. That's rarer than you think. Attention is the currency that buys freedom. Spend it wisely. I'll leave you with this. Financial independence isn't a yacht in Monaco. It's groceries in Berlin paid without a flinch. It's a landlord's message in Madrid that doesn't make you sweat. It's telling your boss in London no when no is the right answer. It's a sunny cafe in Paris where the coffee tastes better because you're not calculating in your head whether you can afford it. Independence is not a number, it's a feeling of safety plus options. We build it one jar at a time, one calm Monday at a time, one honest conversation at a time. If this episode helped, consider it a hug for your bank account. Save it, share it with a friend who needs a soft nudge, and tell me in the comments which headlight you're switching on tonight. I'm Sanya, and this is Finance with Sanya, where we turn chaos into choices and choices into calm. Until next time, be kind to your past, decisive with your present, and generous with your future. Your freedom is closer than you think.
This journey is built on strategy, consistency, and value. If my content helps you grow financially, there's a PayPal link in the description. It's not about the amount, it's the support that counts. Every bit fuels more value. Let's build wealth together.